Okay, we're chatting Celestine Prophecy today, and the third insight in particular. I needed to jump on and share this with you this afternoon, so it's the afternoon here, because dawn and dusk happen to be a really good time, or early morning and late afternoon happen to be a really good time for when you can practice the sort of stuff that I'm going to share with you today, which is a part of the third insight. So Celestine Prophecy, like I've mentioned a few times, and if you haven't heard the book or read the book, you need to check it out. It's written by a guy called James Redfield, and it's written as a fiction. But I'm pretty sure that the majority of people who have read it will confirm this too. It's got some really, really good guiding principles in it for everyday life. And as we go along, I know that my journey with some of it has been quite interesting, especially the 10th insight. But anyway, so number 3, why am I sharing this today? Because I've concreted the 4th insight over the last few weeks, and have been reminded that it's time that you probably need to hear about 5, 6 and 7 as well. So the 3rd insight talks about energy, everything being energy, everything is energy. If you think about Einstein and the contribution that he made to the world back in the day via his observations and discoveries, if you like, and his sharing, definitely his channeling. He mentions E equals mc squared, right? So energy basically is everything. We're all made up of that. So we're made up of matter and space, and predominantly space. There's a lot of space in us. And energy from the 3rd insight perspective is around the energy that you put out into the world. So your intention through your thoughts, and your thoughts about other people, and your thoughts about where you live and what you have, but also the energy in terms of your actions. And if you are someone who uses prayer or maybe ritual or affirmations, however you want to word it, if you are vocalizing daily and requesting for support from outside of yourself, you're talking to the energy field, right? And we know that this exists, so it's not a weird concept. For me, I came across it when I was younger, and like really young, really little, but also that all got switched off when I started working, because you don't need that sort of stuff, and that sort of stuff is weird. We don't do those sort of things, but it kicked back into gear again. Would have been 2008, 2009, I think. 2008, when I started to get right into martial arts, and I was training with a Korean sensei and a number of Korean students, Taekwondo, and I wanted to know how they could do a side kick and stay in the air for so much longer than what I could, even though we'd do the same training and eat the same food. And it really fascinated me. And what I was taught was the principles of what I later found out was Reiki, but it's all energetic, right? It's intention and energetic. So in the book, he talks about, or the story refers to picking up the energy of the place where you are, and also the history of science, of naming what we can see to create an understanding and safety, focusing only on the seeing versus the unseen. So he refers to Newtonian law in this, until quantum physics and Einstein came along. So historically, that's where science was. But all of us are patterns of energy, mainly space, and we can influence these particles via expectations and intentions. Talks about the intentions that we send to others through thoughts and our minds, and we can also increase the energy and nutrient intake based on the energy that we actually put into our food. So I've used this as well quite a bit in growing my own vegetables and fruit. And it's actually a bit of fun. You know, you want to have some fun in your life and feel good. So explore the different stuff. Explore what's different, right? What's outside the box. You do it at home. Nobody needs to know that you're experimenting with your own thoughts and your own intentions and the energy that you put into things and the focused effort that you can put on to something with loving intention and thoughts of growth, and it will grow. So energy is what scientists have been looking for, something that underpins everything. It's always been, and if you think about, like I said, karate, martial arts, so they refer to karate, but in my personal experience it's taekwondo, and athletes as well. So when they get into a zone, there's a capacity for someone to be able to do something that normal people think that you just can't do. And they are tapping into their own energetic field and then the energy of everything that is around them. And that is allowing them to boost themselves and to achieve this greatness. And as you begin to work with energy in a positive way, it fuels you and you feel good. You know, you have the strength and the capacity to keep going. And yeah, just everything is amazing. So the story tells you how to see the energy fields of others. They talk about the fingertip method, eyes out of focus and watching the space in between. Now this is why I said dawn or early morning and dusk or late afternoon is actually quite easy for people to do this. So in the story they talk about the fingertip method, which is where you're looking at the space in between your fingers, right? So you can either hold your hands out, so Tai Chi, all of these sort of things. Qigong works with the internal energy, but it's learning how to feel, sense, see, experience the energy that is there, okay? And it's tricking your eyes to be able to see it. So you focus on your fingertips and the space in between versus the actual fingertips themselves, okay? And you want to sit there so that you're in a space, so I can see all of this anyway, but you want to sit there where you're in a space where you can have some light coming in, because that will help you, okay, especially when you're just learning how to do this. So what you want to be able to do is to look at your fingertips and then move your eyes to the space in between and bring them closer if you need to, but you will start to notice that there is a little bit of light, a little bit of colour, maybe a little bit of shadow, a little bit of change around what it is that you're looking at. Works really well with plants, and I find it fantastic with trees. It works. That's how I first learned how to do it, was to look at the tree line. So just sit and concentrate and look at the trees, look at the tree themselves, and then take your focus out so that you're just looking sort of above and beyond the tree a little bit, beyond the foliage. And what you'll find is that you'll be able to see a difference. You will see that there is the sky and then there's the tree, but there's something in the middle there. Okay, so for me, I see colours or I see an expansive white glowing field, which is what it is, right? It's the energetic field. I'm laughing because this is like mainstream now, but it never used to be. Or it wasn't, if in my years of experience. It was mainstream many years ago. Anyway, so what we want to be aware of, because with the fourth insight, right, is about control dramas, and this is where the energy falls into things really strongly. And I know this video is a little bit scattered, but it's okay, you're used to me now. So what you want to do is start to practice seeing energy around things. But if you can, start to practice seeing energy around people too. And pay attention to the flow of energy, because this is where sort of dip in a little bit into what's coming in the fourth insight. But there is a flow, okay, and there is a merge. And actually I was talking to my mum today about an experience that I had in the last few weeks, where the work that I do and the work that a lot of physicians and service providers, caregivers, we are in other people's energetic fields a lot all the time. So you may know this as an aura, but there's multiple layers, right? There's you, the physical you that you can touch, the physical desk, the physical stuff. But then just out above that is another little layer, and on the other side of that is another little layer, and then your energy field actually goes right out, unless you're really sick. It's quite close, but it will go right out, okay? And when you are a caregiver or someone who is working with multiple people, you are in that field a lot, right? You're in that other person's space, you're working with them. Sometimes people, whether they know it or not, love the feeling of that energy, and what they will do is they will come to you wanting more and more and more, right? And if you don't look after your own energetic field, you will find that it will run out. You'll get depleted. That's a bit of a transgression there. But anyway, talking to my mum, she was talking about, when people don't know, when they go out to the shops, into the shopping centre, you're walking past someone, you're walking in and out of each other's energy fields all the time, right? And you wonder why. You think, oh, I don't like that person, or, oh, that person looks strange, or, oh, gee, they don't look so well today. Start to see the second layer, or the first layer, if you like, before you actually see the physical person or the physical being. The plants. So just go back to plants, because they seem to be a lot easier. You will find this easier to do, like I said, when you've got a bit of light around. But just, have a play. Talk to me. Tell me if you want a hand, if you want me to expand this inside a little bit further, because I actually feel that this energy field one and the next one that's going to come along, the control dramas, are two really important insights for us as a collective right now. Because once you can begin to understand this, you are able to gain an insight which will help you with your own inner guidance. Being very aware of my words, right? Very intentional with my words there. So it's about observing what's there, using your mind, putting good energy out, okay? Good thoughts, good intentions. If you've got little seedlings, practice with seedlings, practice with flowers, practice with plants. Sit there and focus your attention on the object, and then change your focus a little so that your eyes go a little bit blurry and you sort of go out. And then just hold that gaze for as long as you can, and you will begin to see the layer that's there, okay? And that's the energy field. So everything is energy. What we do to others comes back to us. For you to go out in the world every day, some people need to create energetic barriers in that they can do it in their mind. Some people need to write it, read it, say it. Some people need to wear rocks and crystals. Some people want to wear essential oils. There's all this different stuff. And the boys are barking, so it's probably a perfect ending to the video. But yeah, hang on. Just, everything is energy, okay? Thoughts and intentions are really strong. Think about it. Once you work small, bring it right back to little things that are around you that you can see. Every single thing in this world has an energetic field around it. We all operate, okay? If you can, I'll get a bit excited with this, because if you can really master this one, you can understand how the possibility is there for you to be able to turn the lights on in your own house, right? Turn the lights on in your eyes and your mind first, and then you can turn the lights on in your house. There is a way, all right? Nikola Tesla may have been a little bit crazy, but it's what the crazy people that change the world, right? Anyway, have a fantastic evening or a fantastic day if you're watching this later. Jumping around a fair bit, but just, Celestine Prophecy, third insight. Third insight is that everything is energy, and noticing the energy fields around everything. Taking note of when you feel good. If you walk into a forest or a garden or somebody's house, somebody's business, and you feel good, the energy in that space is good. It will uplift you, okay? Pour love and energy and good intention into the food that you eat, even if you have to eat shitty food. Just know that if you have the right intentions, your body is super intelligent. It's connected to a source that you don't even understand or that you can't even comprehend. None of us can comprehend the capacity or the enormity of this. But just trust that if you've got to eat something that is less than desirable, that your body will take what it needs, that it will transform, that the energy in it will be good and will eliminate what it doesn't. But just, yeah, start becoming aware. Anyway, talk to you soon. I'll see you for the fourth insight, which probably not going to be very far away because you need to learn these two together pretty close. So the first insight I've done a video on, the second insight I've done a video on. I've done videos on some other stuff. This book is the Celestine Prophecy, written by James Redfield. Really, really prevalent, written, well, I want to say late 80s, early 90s. I actually think it was written in the early 90s. But yeah, have some fun with it. Let me know how you go. See ya.